I'm back with another review, and one from a bike company that you have seen from me before, and apparently I've also worn the right color of sweater today. So this is the Model X from the electric bike company. So for those that didn't see the last review on this company's bike, yes, it is the electric bike company. That is the name of the bike business. So makes it simple, easy to remember. Maybe it gets a little confusing online when you search, I don't know. But they do like to keep things simple. So the last time I reviewed the Model S, and it was kind of a cruiser style bike like this. It had an integrated rear rack. The battery was on the rear rack, which was a little odd, but it also had some really cool things about it. And just quality-wise, the bikes were really good. I was very impressed with what they had done. So there's a few things that are unique, if you're not familiar with these, that I feel like I need to point out. One, the box that these come in is ginormous, and I'll put a photo of the last one. I already unboxed this one because we kind of already went over that. Basically, these things show up on a pallet. They show up fully assembled. The front wheel is on the bike. Basically, you just have to turn the handlebars on. So the unboxing is both impressive and really easy at the same time. They just want you to have a really seamless, easy experience as far as getting the bike out of the box and getting it set up. So quality-wise, they were really good last time. I'm seeing the same things here. If I had to simplify this bike down to just a couple of words, it would be solid and simple. So if you want simple, just something durable that's gonna last, I think these would be a good choice. So let's get down into the nitty-gritty, kind of some of the things that this bike has. And I'll go through and make sure to cover all those things that I normally do in my bike reviews, but we're outside and kind of just look at the bike, go ride it around. So we've got the Tektro hydraulic disc brakes, and this is the base model of the bike. I'm pretty sure this doesn't have any options on it. Basically, when you buy one of these, you don't just buy an off-the-shelf model. I mean, it's the Model X. But when you go through the checkout process, you can select all of the options you want, and then they build the bike up for you. So the hydraulic brakes, I'm pretty sure, I just looked through them, I don't think that was an option. So I think they just come with it, which that's a really nice thing because this is a $14.99 price point, the way it comes. It comes with the big cushy seat, and we've got a decent amount of power in the rear motor. So, and all good things. One thing I complained about on the Model S when I had it here was this single speed setup. But I noticed when you check out, now that they've got all their customization options available, for an extra $3.99, you can even select your own custom color, which is pretty awesome. I don't know anybody else doing that. But instead of a single speed, for an extra $99, you can add a 7-speed. So that totally fixes the gear problem for anybody that lives in the hills. If you do, spend the extra 99 bucks and put that on there. If you're in a flat area, then you may just go with it like this. You could change things like this right here, the guard. You could change the color. You could select one that's, has a wood grain look to it. There's different battery capacities available. So this is the smaller 48 volt, 11.6 amp hour option. You've got these nice leather grips, which you could go with the black that you see here, or you could go with a kind of a brown leather. They do have color screens available on their website. And then of course you have front baskets, rear racks, basically all the little things that you might want to buy when you first buy an e-bike, even down to helmets and locks, are all options during the checkout process. So pretty cool setup that they've got, definitely unique among all of the e-bike companies that are out there, but just very well built, simple, solid bicycles, and they arrive safely. So let's give you a rundown on how this guy's gonna operate. Not gonna be anything too crazy that you haven't seen before. Power on button there. This is the KT LCD 3 screen. So if you've seen my programming video, you've kind of seen all of the details about how these guys work. We've got a thumb throttle over on the right-hand side. And what else can I say? It's just a clean cruiser bike from there. That giant kickstand, I remember that from last time. I'm glad they kept that on there because e-bikes need a good heavy-duty kickstand. Now, you guys know from the last video or other videos I've done, I'm gonna clamp my GoPro on here, that cruiser bikes are not really my thing. Like, if I was to pick one and only one electric bike, which I kind of have, there's only one that I claim is mine out of all the ones I have in the shop, it wouldn't be a cruiser, it would be a mountain bike, and it'd probably have fat tires on it. So that's what I ride around on. But when I rode this guy around, I was like, hey, this is a lot of fun. So I've got the handlebars in kind of a lower position. It actually comes with an adjustable stem. So these handlebars could be lifted up quite a bit just by loosening a bolt on the side here. Okay, so here we go. So this is the hill that I always go up, heading up to the airport right here. And I've got the throttle on. We are pulling, just under 500 watts. And now let's crank the power up. Now we're getting 1,000 watts. So, little hub motor, but has plenty of power. This one cruises right along. So now that we got the power cranked up, throttle only, picks up pretty good. Whew, it's cold. The speed limiter is set, so it got to 20 miles an hour going down this hill and cut out, which is expected. So that's basically it's limited to 750 watts, a little bit more, and 20 miles an hour. Now, just for the fun of it, since we're at a stop sign and there's nobody around, well, now that I say that, somebody's coming. It's all right, we're gonna go. Okay, so I just increased the speed. Let's see what she'll do. So the KT LCD screen, the way I normally have them programmed is that your pedal assist setting on the screen only affects the pedal assist. And then if you want to use the throttle just gives you full power. But one of the cool things about that screen that I like about it is that you can program it either way. So this bike comes with it programmed such that as you turn the pedal assist levels up, you get more power. So we're going up a slight hill, so 0. This is where gears would be handy. So you can see if I ran out of power and had to go up a hill, not much fun. Let's turn it up to 1. Okay, so level 1 gives us somewhere in the neighborhood of 250 to, I saw a peak of like 300 watts for a second there. So 200 some watts on level 1. Level 2, that really bumps the power up. So now we're gonna say 400 watts on average, jumps around. Level 3, now we're around the kind of upper 5s, 550, sometimes 6. So we'll say over 500 watts. Pedal assist 4. Now we're getting like 700 watts. So really, assist 4 is kind of where a 750 watt bike could be. So level 4 on this bike would be pretty similar to full power on, say, a rad power bike. But you've got one more there, you've got a 5. That bumps it up 2,000 watts. Okay, so now we're going down a slight hill, full throttle. So I'm only drawing like 20, 30 watts because we're going downhill. We're doing 25, 26 miles an hour. What I wanted to do is just see what is this motor capable of and how fast will it go. It's pretty torquey. So I wasn't expecting it to do, you know, some people want to know, oh, will it do 28 like a class 3 bike? And so now we're on a pretty flat stretch. And we're doing about 20 miles an hour. So figure flat ground, you can cruise along like this, 20 miles an hour, easy. If you're pedaling, let's see where the pedals max out. Yeah, that's about as fast as it's gonna go. So even if I pedal quite a bit, it's not gonna do much more than that. So top speed's gonna be around 20. Torque is decent. Definitely spring for the extra gears while you're buying one of these. If you live in a hilly area, like I do. It's smooth. That's one of the things that you have to just think about when you're going to buy an electric bike, is how are you going to use it? Where are you going to ride it? I've told people many times, I only want to sell you a bike. So for example, I sell bikes at boltonebikes.com, yet I'm reviewing a competitor's bike. Why would I do that? It's because I only want you to buy the bike that you want. What I mean by that is there are definitely salesmen out there that will sell you whatever bike they have. They'll try and convince you that it's the right one. I'm not going to do that, because then you're going to buy an e-bike and you're not going to be 100% happy with it. That's a waste of your money, and that's a waste of my time. I would rather have customers, I'd rather have less customers who are happier and ecstatic about what they're getting. So that's why I review bikes like this cruiser that may not be for me, but it's an awesome cruiser. So I'm having fun on it. So when I was kind of going back to where you're going to use the bike. So if you're going to ride on the road, if you're going to ride, you know, on paved bike paths, you could go on a dirt path here and there. It's just going to be a little bit bumpier. So just for the fun of it, I'm going to go on the side of the road in the gravel. Now this is a GoPro, so it's going to smooth out a lot of this. But let's see if this gives you an idea of what it's like to ride on a gravel road. So we're on gravel right now. We're rolling along decent, but it's, generally speaking, that's not something you're going to want to do all day. Back on the pavement, nice and smooth. We're having fun. I don't know why there's so many cars out today. Normally so quiet. Like I said, it is cold. Ooh. And there's like a lot of smoke up there from something. Somebody needs to fix their engine. Or get an e-bike, even better. Okay. So here we go again. We'll hit that gravel again. So here we go, cruising along, nice and smooth. We're on this paved road, and then, oh no, it turns to gravel. I'm still doing 15 miles an hour. The tires are good. That's kind of its saving grace on the gravel, is that the tires are decently large. And they soak up the bumps a little. Not anything like what a fat bike is, but it's a comfortable ride. I think it jostled my camera a little bit there. So let's just run through the basics. Battery, good. You have two options. The 11 amp hour is a little on the small side for the price point, but there's other things about the bike that are better than most bikes in the price range. And you can pay a little extra to get a bigger battery. So there's that. Brakes are good. The quality of the screen that it comes with is good, and you have a nice color option. What do we got left on this list? Kind of the components, the range. I think it's safe to just say you can give this bike a across the board score of like a 9 out of 10. Maybe it deserves a 10 out of 10 on certain things. I know the last one I gave it a 10 out of 10 on the shipping. And this one came the same way. Yeah, you can customize it to whatever level you want, however much you want to spend on it. So, electric bike company, I have nothing bad to say. One of the cool things, now just for clarification on the difference between models, one of the really cool things that the Model S had, not the Model X, so this one comes with a kind of a standard battery charger. They did upgrade it versus the one that they sent me. So I've got kind of a standard brick style 2 amp charger. They bumped up the amperage so it can charge faster, it's nicer. The Model X had that rack on the back, and the battery had the built-in charger with the retractable cord, which was pretty sweet. So this one just has a standard battery charger. It's not gonna knock it down for that, because that's basically the industry standard. That's what most everything comes with. We probably should check out the light and see how bright it is. I've seen this light on a lot of bikes now. There we go. It's okay. You can see it's starting to get dark. The sun's coming down. You can see the light right there, but it's not anything super bright. In fact, I should probably put my hand in front of it so you can kind of see where the light is. It's enough light that someone could see you riding on the road, but it's not something I would feel comfortable with riding at night. So if you're gonna ride at night with your bike, I would recommend getting a second light mounted somewhere, either on the handlebars or on your helmet that's a bit brighter. One of the things I noticed about this when I first hopped on it with the headlight, in fact, normally you've got it mounted down here, so the headlight turns with your wheel, which does make it a little wobbly at times, but it more or less is pointed kind of in the direction you're going. This one is fixed to the frame, so it's going to be more stable, stay straight ahead, but you can't turn your bars a little bit here or there if you want to look at something while you're stopped, which I have a tendency to do sometimes. So just be aware of that's how the light works. It's perfectly fine, but you may want something brighter if you're really going to ride at night. Now, as far as the tail light goes, that guy is very bright, and it is just a tail light. It is wired into the main harness. One of the things I noticed when I popped this guy out right away, I thought this was pretty cool actually. This piece right here, if you look closely, you'll see that that's been 3D printed. So they've had to make some custom parts, but I think a lot of people wouldn't even notice that that's a 3D printed part. It just looks pretty nice. It's well done. I'm struggling for words. I feel like this video has been long enough. You guys have seen enough. There's only one more thing that I really need to cover on this bike, and that is very, very important. One is, sorry to the electric bike company for taking so long to get the video out. For you who are watching, and hopefully this sends some business their way too, what do I do with bikes after I review them? Well, of course, I give them away. So don't forget to check in the description of the video on how to win this one. I have a new podcast coming out for Bolton e-bikes. So here's what I'm gonna do. If you go to the link in the description, or you just go to ebikepodcast.com, there's gonna be a sign-up form to sign up to get notified when those episodes come out. I'm really excited about it. Wanna tell people more and things about electric bikes, and I feel like that's gonna be a great way to do it besides these YouTube videos. So go check out the podcast, and after you sign up, you're gonna get an email with a link to enter to win this bike. So, Electric Bike Company, thank you for sending this over. Thank you for making awesome e-bikes that people can have fun on and trust and rely on. I hope you guys do really well, and we keep in touch. Thanks again. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit like, leave a comment below if you enjoyed this video. I will be back again on another Thursday.